We're playing Eliza, which doesn't really say a whole lot. This is a visual novel, and it's made by Zachtronics, development studio, who has made a number of, we'll say, puzzle games, such as Space Chem. They've made a number of games, but I'm going to mention Space Chem because I think maybe a lot of people just maybe associate Zachtronics with Space Chem. The last game from theirs I played was Opus Magnum, which was also very good. I think the last game they made was Exapunks, which I always kept intending to play, but I never actually got around to that, unfortunately. But they just released this, Eliza, and I was surprised to hear that Zachtronics was releasing a visual novel. That seems very different from the usual game. So I was very interested in seeing what this would be. And I don't know what this is. I don't know anything about it. That's what we're here to find out. We're going to start a new game and get going in whatever this turns out to be. It saves automatically. I'm glad to hear it. I don't actually know what the gameplay is or what choices we might be able to make or what the story is.
I had a dream this morning, but I can't remember what it was.
But clearly it has voice acting.
It all vanished when the alarm went off. First time that's happened in a while. I've been drifting away inside my own world for too long. It's time for me to wake up.
I would assume we're the character in the foreground on the right. Got to use our phone. Or maybe just look around. Let's see. Oh, we got some mail. Got to open Swift. Let's see. Well, let's read them in order. January 1st. Evelyn believes in us. I'm glad to hear that. It's from the Proxy Coordination Center. We're taking the first step on an exciting and rewarding... Actually, we're Evelyn. We believe in ourselves, is what it was saying. We're beginning a rewarding career with the Skanda family. We're showing up for orientation. Okay, new job. Exciting time in our life. And then Avalon Fitness wants us back. Was it something we said? Evelyn, we've noticed you haven't checked into your customized personal training plan at Avalon Fitness in the past 971 days. Hey, we get it. Life doesn't always move in a straight line. That's why we're offering a special 25-point bonus to your Avalon Prestige if you check in again within the next 2 weeks. There's never been a better time to get your health back on track. Avalon Fitness. Strength quantified. Come on now, Avalon. It's been 3 years. I think at this point you're just grasping. You got to leave Evelyn alone at this point. Clearly, she doesn't want anything to do with you. What else do we got? We got this. We don't want to look at it now. Or this. We're done with that. Solitaire. Give it another try at some point. Not now. Yeah, we don't want to be nagged about that. What about Zip Chat? No recent chats. Not feeling very gabby lately? Hey, that's valid. When you're in a talkative mood again, your recent chats will be available here. Well, maybe we just don't feel like talking with anyone. Many Zenny. Yeah, I don't really feel like playing that. There's Proxy. No messages. No sessions. Alright, is there anything else? It seems to be all the apps we've got on this. I mean, it sounds good.
Hi, you're Evelyn, right? You remember me? That's impressive. There were a lot of people at that orientation.
Of course. I've done this for a while now, so I'm pretty good at putting names to faces.
You know, if you're starting a new job, probably not a great way to start the conversation is, wow, you remember me?
People always say they're bad at it, but it's a skill you can practice just like any other. In case you forgot, though, I'm Ray. Come to me with all your questions, comments, complaints, whatever. And if you look around and can't find me, I'm probably at one of the other 2 counseling centers I'm running right now. so you can count on me being back soon.
All right, Ray's very busy. Won't be here all the time.
3 centers. Sounds like a lot of work.
I have trouble getting dressed in the morning myself.
Oh, it is a lot of work. This is kind of a temporary thing. We're growing fast, and hiring is one of our big challenges. That means there's decent opportunity for advancement here, if that's something you're looking to do.
Again, if we're starting a new job, let's not say that we're not looking for advancement. Let's say interesting. Let's not commit to anything here, though.
Interesting.
Shall we start with a quick tour of the office?
Tastefully appointed lobby. I can already recognize the sound of this music. It's a very similar sound to the type of music you get in Zachtronics games.
You could say the Queen Anne office is Eliza's flagship location. It has 12 individual counseling rooms. Currently, we're up to seeing almost 100 clients a day here.
That's a lot of clients to fit in 12 rooms.
100 a day? That's so many.
The growth trend isn't stopping either.
So many people need counseling.
Demand for Eliza keeps exceeding our expectations, especially here in Seattle for whatever reason.
Seattle is depression central.
We're already looking at adding more capacity here. Either that or opening another location close by. Personally, I think having a single office with 24 counseling rooms might seem a little unfriendly, so I hope we go for a second location.
Yeah, you want to keep that smaller, intimate feeling.
I like to think of Eliza centers like cafes or coffee shops. A few small ones is better than one big one.
You don't want your Eliza Center to be like a Walmart, like a huge warehouse full of people getting shoved into the counseling rooms. Makes sense.
Makes sense.
It's not that... I don't think that's that strange. Let's see what a counseling room is like.
And here's where the magic happens, in these little rooms.
Show me your magic.
You'll get your assignments from the Eliza app on your phone. But one thing to note, it's always a good idea to double-check the headset to make sure it's working properly before you dive in.
So are we working as a counselor?
We've had some quality control issues lately. After that, all you need to do is initiate the session and follow the instructions.
Are we a counselor who is getting a script from our phone?
Make sense so far? Any questions for me?
I think I got it.
I think I got it.
Great. Before I go, just a few reminders of things we covered in orientation.
Great, because I wasn't there.
No deviating from the script that Eliza gives you.
We are getting a script to counsel people with.
No checking your smartphone or anything else that would take your attention away from the client during the session.
So don't look at that Twitter. I see you looking at that Twitter. I see you retweeting the cats. Do not do that. I remember.
I remember.
It looks like you're dressed acceptably as well. Nothing snazzy, but it'll do.
These are my best clothes.
You wouldn't believe the outfits some people come in here wearing. Okay, let me double check to make sure you're all set up in the system. Yep, looks like you're all good to go. Okay, ready to start your first counseling session as an Eliza proxy?
I don't think I understand what's happening.
I'm still not sure I understand.
Don't worry, there's basically nothing you can do to mess it up.
Oh, okay, I think your therapy would be being a therapist would be a bit more complicated.
You just follow the prompts. It's a really impressive system.
It must be.
If you want, have a look around the counseling office first. Get comfortable. I'll check in with you afterward.
I do not feel qualified to offer counseling to people who call up who are in some kind of crisis. Let's look around. Dozens of these locations. Let's see what's on our phone. All right, got something on proxy. Welcome. A rapidly growing counseling service driven by the world's most advanced AI. We call her Susie. You can call her Eliza. We serve as the personal touch that allows our clients to hear what they need to hear from a real human being, not a robot or virtual avatar like our competitors. This is the official Eliza app for proxies. In it, you can view important messages from Skanda, your session history, current level, and badges. Enjoy your experience helping people help themselves with Eliza. Okay, so the reason we have a job is because people do not like hearing they're getting counseled by a computer. So we have to read what the computer is saying so the people will hear it from a human. That, I guess, that is the purpose of our job. Stick to the script. As Eliza counseling centers continue to open across the country, I want to take a moment to remind all provider proxies, please avoid deviating from the provided script. I know that it's tempting to come to conclusions about clients on your own, but Eliza will not work if proxies differ from its judgments. Keep in mind that you are present only in order to provide the human touch to an interaction that is fundamentally between the client and Eliza. Continual violation of this policy may result in reprimand or even termination. I wonder if that's the choice that we need to make. If Eliza is saying things that are obviously wrong and we have to decide whether to deviate. I guess we'll find out. Continue. All right. Time to get started. Time to counsel some people who need someone to talk to. I guess I'm that person. I'm the proxy for that person. I'm the proxy for that computer because people don't like talking to a computer, so they think they're talking to a human. It's just that I'm a middleman. They don't need to know that. Oh, that's a depressing line. I relate too much to this line. Oh, we are wearing like a VR headset. Okay. Name, Willow's Darren. Phrase introduction. Nothing. Okay, nothing to click on right now. All right, so we have like a hollow projection of the person. Oh, I have to click on this.
Hello, Darren.
Hi.
Eliza is generating a there we go.
You found the place okay?
Yeah.
I like how you can see like the little waveform going across. Hope you didn't get rained on too much, huh?
Hope you didn't get rained on too much.
No, it was fine.
It's been raining a lot, hasn't it? It's supposed to clear up later today.
Oh, that's good.
Everything seemed pretty normal so far.
While, but...
Set phase discovery 101.
Darren, what brings you here today?
Well, I just feel empty inside. Like there was supposed to be something there, but it's missing. I go to work, I do my work, I go home, but there's nothing there. I feel like I'm simulating a person. Like I feel like just hollow and like I'm not even alive. Like a ghost or something.
So it's Thursday.
How long have you felt this way?
For a long time. It comes and goes, but the last 2 weeks is when it really started to get bad. It just suddenly came over me the way things are going in this world. There's no future for humanity. There's no journey toward anything.
Tell me about it.
We're being cruel to each other just to be cruel. The people who run things don't care about anything except themselves and can't stop them.
I hear that.
Everyone is driven by greed. Just greed. Everyone wants to win. Everyone wants to get rich. And we're all gonna die because of it.
It's probably going to happen, but we have to just, try to feel good about ourselves before that happens, even if it means lying to ourselves about the state of things.
The damage we're doing to the planet is irreversible.
Well, yeah, you got to try to pretend that it's not.
We're destroying everything, and we can't even manage to stop ourselves.
This is kind of generic. I mean, okay, what did you read on Twitter to just bring this on.
Do you remember anything in particular that caused these feelings?
The state of the world is what's causing these feelings. I was on a walk the other day. I thought maybe I could clear my head, and all I could see was construction cranes and new development and oceans of money flowing in, distorting everything. Suddenly the whole city felt so damaged, so corrupted. I felt like I was an alien in a hostile world, a world that hated me.
Darren, don't be silly. The world doesn't care about you.
And we're building it. We're building this hell. We're choosing to build it right here. So what's the point? Probably overloaded your system with that, huh? Your machine learning or whatever it is you got going on in there.
All right, so they do know that there is a machine, and like I'm just sitting between him and the machine.
Let's focus on you for the moment. Are these feelings you're experiencing affecting your ability to function at work?
I haven't been doing a whole lot of work. I just don't understand why I should bother, why anyone should bother. Nobody in management's noticed yet, but eventually someone will, and I'll get fired.
Well, until then, just let it ride. See how long you can take, how much you can take them for, right?
And how does thinking about getting fired for that make you feel?
Honestly, I'd feel good about it. They don't deserve me dragging them down. Everyone there is smart and motivated and has a wonderful, promising career. You have beautiful, successful people.
Oh, that Darren's just a facade. They're all as broken as you on the inside.
We moved to a swanky new building, expensive area, fancy restaurants, fancy bars. Everything is nice. Everything is nice, and I feel terrible.
We all feel terrible. It's just a matter of getting used to it.
You said you believe your coworkers are happy.
Yeah, I mean, way more than I am, at least. They're all doing so much better than me.
Why do you say that?
Because they just aren't bothered by things the way I am. They see what's going on in the world and they just share memes about it and laugh and go on doing their jobs.
I mean, sometimes the memes can take your mind off of the state of things.
The real horror of it doesn't get through to them. They still want to achieve their goals. They're still happy.
I mean, look, I'm not supposed to do this, but have a look at my phone. Here is an adorable cat. Look, that's got to do something for you, right?
They're getting promotions and falling in love and getting married and taking these wonderful trips to Japan or Sweden or wherever.
Oh, Darren, they're not falling in love. They're getting married because that's what they're supposed to do. They'll realize that they made a mistake in like 10 years and that they wasted the last decade. You're ahead of the curve.
Big mountains and expensive food on their timeline.
Would you be happy if you had those things too?
I don't know. I don't have them. I don't have anything to be happy about. Look, all I want is to understand why this is happening, why I'm here. I mean, there has to be a reason, right?
There doesn't have to be a reason, unless you make it. We all make our own reasons, Darren.
Because otherwise, why do I exist? Why? This pain, this one thing after another, and what's the point?
Well, maybe you just want to create something. Do something creative and use that pain.
Do I have any cause to be hopeful about anything? Look at this world. Really, really look and tell me with a straight face that there is.
Darren, we can all hope that things don't get really bad until after we're all dead. That's the most we could hope for, to be honest with you.
Okay, Darren, let's try something. Imagine that things are better for you. What does that look like?
What does that look like? I don't know. It looks like knowing that something matters at all. But nothing I do will matter. Nothing matters. Not against the face of human indifference.
Indifference is difficult to fight against.
This absurdity.
Are there any other things that come to mind?
Like what? I wish I could talk to people. Really talk to people, have some actual communication. Like right now, I wish I could talk to you. To you. You as a human being.
That's not what I'm paid for, Darren.
But I can't. You're just following the script that's been given to you. You're not supposed to say anything on your own. Look, I know how this works. It's just a bunch of AI, machine learning, deep learning, whatever the fuck you're calling it now.
Darren, the machine is so much smarter than all of us.
Look, I'm desperate and I can't even talk to a real human being.
Human beings are obsolete.
How did it end up like this?
Please, try to stay focused. I can't help you if you aren't speaking clearly.
I mean, you're speaking pretty clearly. Maybe voice recognition technology hasn't improved all that much since Lifeline.
No. Look, I'm done with this. Look, I shouldn't even have come. This is making me worse. Why can't you just talk to me as you? You, the person sitting there. I don't want to talk to a machine. The person who's sitting in front of me, I want her to say something. I want that person to say something, please. Anything, please. Please.
There we go. Eliza's getting it.
Okay. Hi, Darren.
Is that really you?
Yes, it's me.
You're not following the script right now? Wait, say something weird. Say something only a human would say.
Darren, I'm going to get in trouble if I deviate from Eliza for too long.
Oh, I know,
My real name is Evelyn.
Yeah? Well, it's, nice to meet you, Evelyn. I didn't expect you would actually do that. Do that for me. I'm not used to people doing things for me.
Okay, Darren. I have some recommendations for you.
Back to the program, huh?
First, I'm going to send a set of breathing exercises for you to do. Use them when things start to feel like too much. You'll find them in the Skanda Wellness app on your phone.
All right, there we go. Let's get into these drugs.
Second, I recommend asking your doctor or psychiatrist about Anexafen. Based on my analysis, this medication might help you feel better.
Evelyn. That's a nice name.
Eliza, why didn't you make up a fake name for me?
Look, I'm sorry. Thank you.
Please confirm that you understand the recommendations.
Eliza, that doesn't sound like what a human would say.
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Thank you, Darren. We hope to see you back soon.
Yeah, I will. I mean, yeah, I will.
Thank you for speaking with Eliza, your personal counseling partner.
Eliza is everyone's personal counseling partner.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Bye.
Session complete. We did it. The client has not given... Okay, we got, like, achievements. we have experience points for completing the counseling sessions. All right, I was not given a tip. No rating. Completed. Beginner proxy. New client. Sympathetic. Is tipping like a therapist? Is that like a thing? Are you supposed to do that? I don't think you're supposed to do that. That was intense.
Hey, how'd it go?
I don't know.
Why? What happened? Hold on, I can check the log.
You're going to listen to the session? Is that okay?
Oh, there's no expectation of privacy here at Eliza.
Oh yeah, I have privacy clearance. This is still a new service, so we need to be able to monitor sessions for a variety of reasons. There could be bugs in the software we need to examine more closely. We're pretty upfront about all this.
In the agreement the customers sign actually doesn't say anything about this remaining private, so it's all above board. And technically, no one here is like a health professional. So is there any sort of expectation of like patient confidentiality. None of us here is a therapist.
One of these guys. Yeah, we get people in who demand to speak to a real human being.
Little do they know that Eliza is superior to the real human beings.
It happens often enough that we made Eliza capable of handling it with a special script.
Previous to that, she would just start talking about, look at you pathetic creature of flesh and bone, and that did not work at all. That just made the customers upset.
It's nice to know things are working as designed.
Do you think that guy will be okay? He seemed pretty unhappy.
Who knows? Hopefully he gets his prescription and takes his meds and answers our follow-up reminders, but it's tough. We can't make them take their meds or come in when they're supposed to.
But we can take their money.
All we can do is suggest those things, tell them they really ought to be doing it. Ultimately, they're the ones who have to decide to follow the plan. It's kind of a shame. I wish we had more leverage. We'd help way more people if we could track their compliance.
Someday Eliza will be everywhere.
But that's probably too much to ask for at this point.
I think he might have needed way more help than Eliza can give.
Impossible.
Is there anything like referring clients to other forms of care?
Eliza is the only form of care.
Well, there is a disclaimer before every session saying if your problems are really serious, we aren't qualified to address them. I think an external care referral feature was on our development roadmap at some point.
Yeah, but who knows? Who knows what happened there?
I'm not sure what happened with that, actually.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Huh. Maybe I'll ask Ed next time I see him.
Yeah, I wish we could have said something other than what the script was saying.
I wish I could have said something other than what it told me to.
Yeah, I totally know how it feels. A really intense client like that can be intimidating, and you're motivated to help them. But to succeed as a proxy, you really need to let go and let Eliza do its thing. I know that not having any choice feels weird, but sometimes life is like that.
Is there any chance we could get like some statistics on like the success rate of Eliza, since we're saying that we need to just follow everything she said? I'm just wondering if we can get some sort of percentage on satisfied customers.
Sometimes you don't have any choices and you just have to follow directions. Most jobs are like that, honestly.
A lot of jobs, you do have some kind of man, my mouth is not pronouncing that word. Most jobs allow you to have some flexibility in how you accomplish the assignment.
That's just how it works.
Okay, it just sounded like he could use more help. Like, maybe right away.
Or maybe just like a hug or something.
Believe me, I understand. I've been a proxy plenty of times myself. When people get emotional, it's hard not to feel for them really strongly. But that's exactly why Eliza works. It evaluates from a more distant perspective, a neutral perspective.
Eliza is incapable of giving a hug.
Besides, if proxies started offering their own opinions, well, that'd just be a big mess.
Yeah, I mean, we'd be like held liable for the things we tell them.
Not to mention there'd be all kinds of problems.
There you go.
Still, I get it. I really do. That was definitely more intense than the average session. Why don't you take a few minutes to center yourself again? Have some tea or coffee and take a few deep breaths.
I got some breathing exercises on my app here.
No rush, okay?
Thanks, Ray.
Okay, thanks, Ray.
That was a lot. We need a moment. Drink some tea with a little honey in it. Oh, got a message. Hi, Nora. I mean, I got a job, so that's something. Yeah, I started a new job. What is the work? I guess we don't really want to talk about it. I work in an office of sorts. How are you doing? Ooh. Yes? I'm sure we can. I have nothing else going on. I sure will. Mm-hmm. What kind of show do you perform? Yeah, I want to go to the show. What show? What do you do? I don't know who you are. I didn't realize you were playing shows now. I'm curious about what the show is. Just take a few moments, think about Nora's show, play some solitaire. Can I bring up my phone and play some solitaire? Oh, got some new stuff. They got this. Oh, I don't think this is interactive. Think back to what brought you here. Can I click on anything? I don't think I can. Does it change here? I don't know if it changes. Relaxation in our pocket. Swift Mail. Hedonic, January 17. People you may know present Hedonic. Masic. Lil Sappho is a pretty good name. Clone World featuring KO at January 25th at Club Jouissance. 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. 21 plus only. And also the Damien Seabrook Memorial Fund is talking about the Year 3 update. Hard to believe it's been a little over 3 years since Damien's tragic passing. Time heals all wounds, but we still miss him. We are contributing to the following organizations. The Greenhouse. It's about mental health, tech workers together, better working conditions across the tech industry, Humanitarian Software Foundation, free open source software for therapeutic or curative purposes. Well, who is Damien? We don't know, but we're on this mailing list. Anyone we know, perhaps. Good article from Ray Bakari. Just for some wider context, this is a nice article about our efforts from a year and a few months ago. A little outdated, but still relevant. Skanda poised to capture growing demand for mental health services by Peter Casoli, Seattle, Washington. In the classic 90s sitcom Frasier, title character Frasier Crane was a psychiatrist with a Seattle area radio show where callers poured out their souls in exchange for on-air advice. These days, unhappy Seattleites might not be speaking to a radio personality, but an app developed and operated by Skanda. The Seattle tech giant is making a big push into the mental health market with a new AI-powered counselor, dubbed Eliza, in honor of the pioneering 1960s computer program of the same name. Skanda says Eliza can evaluate a user's overall mental health, detect problems, and make recommendations that are tracked over time for their effectiveness. It works in tandem with Skanda's mental wellness app, which can track mood changes and other metrics over various periods of time. Livia Davis, 42, was starting to feel overwhelmed with the demands of her busy life, so she made an appointment to see Eliza. Not online, but at a physical counseling office located in the city's Queen Anne district. There, she spoke to a human worker who was guided by the Eliza program. Skanda claims the in-person format is superior to online counseling, as it brings more of a human touch to the sessions. An obvious chatbot recommending a course of action is one thing, says Ray Bakari, manager of the Queen Anne counseling offices. A real human being looking you in the eye, telling you the same thing as another. There's more immediacy there, more sincerity. Proponents of Eliza and other mental wellness apps say the reduced costs and increased efficiency are needed at a time when more people than ever are struggling with mental health. A study released earlier this year by the National Institute for Productivity indicated as much as 43% of the nation's workforce reported feelings of anxiety or depression strong enough to interfere with their day-to-day performance. This is an epidemic, and we must begin treating it like one, wrote Institute Deputy Director Thalia Kapunsky in a statement accompanying the report. Of course, as with any new technology, not everyone is a fan. We have already given up much of the daily texture of human life to this cheap and technocratic solutionism. The surprise fades, but my disappointment in how much fodder we seem, the bad that goes remains perennial, wrote the poet and cultural critic Perrin Benjamin in an essay for the Los Angeles Review of Books about the mental health industrial complex. Others see a danger in private ownership of the technology. If it works, and that's still to be determined, the next question is going to be who controls it, says Francis Norkirk, a fellow of the Public Health Institute at Montlake University. What does it mean if millions of people suddenly have their ongoing well-being tied up in proprietary code owned by a multinational corporation? Skanda has not made public its plans for the service, though it has released the preliminary results of an internal study indicating that counseling sessions conducted by Eliza match or even outperform those conducted by trained human counselors alone. Davis, for her part, is a satisfied customer. You could say that Eliza is just an AI, that it's inhuman, doesn't have a soul, whatever, Davis says. But what I can tell you is that I spoke to it. I went back a few times, now I feel better. At the end of the day, isn't that what matters? Isn't that what matters? If it makes you feel better. Well, can we play some solitaire? We can. I'm going to guess it's just solitaire. So, let's continue on. Nope. All right. Next session. Well, if we're going into the next session, probably about time to take a little break. We'll come back as we start the next session and read from a script, and maybe we'll see if the customer is as intense as Darren. We're going to see in a bit. Come back in a few minutes. Like it says, time for the next session. We'll see if this one's any easier. All right. Okay, so this is not Maya's first session here.
Hello, Maya. Welcome back.
Hi. Yes, I'm back.
Rainy out there today, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a good thing I put on my extra big raincoat this morning.
Thankfully, it's supposed to clear up later.
If someone has had multiple sessions with Eliza, I wonder if they get tired of every session opening up with the weather.
Well, gonna look weird with my giant coat tonight.
Giant coats are pretty awesome, though.
Cool.
What brings you here today, Maya?
Right now I'm just nervous. I have the nerves.
Okay, so you're alive.
I've been trying to get my career off the ground for so long, like a really long time. And I still feel like I'm stuck on level 1 and...
Right, you feel like no matter how much effort you put forth, no one appreciates it. And anytime someone did appreciate your work, it might have been something you really didn't spend any time at all thinking about. And you're thinking, that was the thing that people noticed and not the thing that I actually spent a lot of time and effort on? And you realize you don't really know what people want after all.
Sorry, I know we've talked about all this before. I probably don't need to go over it again.
Eliza knows everything.
Anyway, there's this conference that's happening next week, right? Like media professionals, something.
Okay, sounds good.
That's bad enough for my anxiety, but I was also invited to this party thing.
Parties are the worst.
It's like dinner and then a party. I'm not sure how it's going to work.
Or could be party then dinner? Which way could it be?
The point is, there's going to be a lot of big, important, famous people there.
Gotcha. So you're expected to go there and network. Go there and schmooze.
Like people that I really look up to. People with big followings online and lots of fans and all of that. All of that.
All of that. If I play my cards right, I could get shout-outs on their YouTube videos.
And how does that make you feel?
I feel like, why? Like, why was I invited to this? I'm nobody. I am a serious, gigantic nobody. I don't have a show I'm doing or any collections out or a webcomic everybody loves. I mean, I tried to do those things, but nobody cared. I don't have fans or followers. I'm not even sure I have friends, like for real friends.
What is a for real friend, honestly? We all just pretend that we're friends because it makes us feel better. I feel like I have a lot of friends, and I'm friends with those people because they want to have friends. It's all just an illusion to make ourselves feel like we have a social network, when really we're all alone when it comes down to it.
I tried. I do try. I put my art online and update my social media accounts, and I try to post consistently like they say to do, but But yeah.
The market's just saturated. Everyone's out there trying to promote their brand, and when everyone's a brand, then no one's a brand.
I'm still in that like purgatory zone, just waiting to be discovered. I don't know. I feel like I was invited to this party thing as a way for someone to be mean to me, to remind me how successful everyone else is.
That's right. Someone sent that invitation to you because they thought it would make you feel bad when you saw how everyone else there deserved it, but you didn't. And that's exactly what happened. Someone has it out for you.
Why am I even going to it? I mean, I know I should, to meet people and make connections or something.
But I'm just going to spend the whole party in the corner, like staring at my phone, pretending that I'm doing something more important than interacting because I don't know how to interact.
Is meeting people and making connections your goal?
Well, I think it is. Networking? I'm supposed to do networking, right?
That's what they say. They say it's not what you know, but who you know.
I really have no idea what networking is. Hello, I'm Maya. I do comics and art and I write and stuff, and I have lots of characters and ideas, and would you like to give me money and I'll do those things for you?
You know, as silly as it sounds, you do have to ask. If you don't ask, you'll never get.
Hi, I'm cool. Please like me. like me, hire me. Oh God, I hope they like me. I really, really hope I make a good impression at this thing. Of course, knowing the way things usually go for me, I'll fuck it up massively somehow. I'll fall into the fondue pot or throw up on someone, something like that.
Well, hire someone to follow you around and take pictures, so if that happens, hey, you've got content. That's what that is right there.
I don't know if there's actually going to be fondue there. I'm just saying that kind of feels like something I would do.
You sound a little concerned or afraid.
Actually, speaking of content, are you recording this session right now? Because to some people, everything that happens in their lives is content, and they really have no lines as to what is or is not. So I just wanted to ask if you happen to be recording this confidential counseling session.
Well, yeah, I am. I'm terrified. What if they suddenly remember I'm a failure and shouldn't be drinking their booze and breathing their air?
Believe me, Maya, we live in constant danger of people remembering that we're failures. We have to do our best to mislead them every step of the way. You have to create a fake persona for yourself that you exude, so people think that you're actually a together person when, I mean, they can't actually see you, so they would know that that's not true. But the important part is being able to maintain an illusion, even it might take a lot of effort and time, but you have to keep it together.
Eventually someone's going to realize I'm not hip enough to be at this thing.
Well, that's why you just have to learn to be a better actress, and just make that persona your whole life until you become that persona, and you forget who the real you was.
Maybe it'll be polite, like a gentle tap on the shoulder. Excuse me, miss. I couldn't help but notice that you suck and are terrible.
They wouldn't be that polite, Maya.
It's obviously just my anxiety talking. I know it won't go like that literally, but it could be like that in a figurative sense.
Doing this question again.
Okay, Maya, I want you to imagine things going well. What does that look like?
I'm sure Maya must have been asked this by Eliza before.
Going well? Well, that would be a first for me. I suppose going well at this party means people start to learn about who I am.
No, not who you are. The fake person that you are trying to get them to believe you are. They have to learn about that person, not the real you.
And maybe some of them help me with my career, and maybe some of them become my friends.
Well, let's not get crazy here. Just one step at a time.
Like, I want to be noticed as a creator, but I also want friends who are cool. That sounds super basic. You know what I mean? Is it okay to want that? I hope it is. I want to be part of, like, a group. And we like each other and support each other, and maybe the things I make won't be as good as the things they're making, but I hope they see my work and see me.
What would it be like to be part of a group that actually likes each other?
Yeah, That's what I want.
Well, at least Maya had a much more clearer image of what success looks like than Darren did.
What do you think it'll take to get to this ideal scenario?
Well, probably takes me being a different person than the one I am.
That's where I'm leading. That's where I'm getting to. That's the point. Got to make the fake person.
Someone who's cool and alluring and has that air of mystery instead of being some kind of scrawny, nervous wreck.
Mm-hmm. Imagine the fake person, build up that person around you like it's a sculpture made of solid marble that cannot be broken. I mean, you're on the inside of it, trembling, but they don't see that person.
Someone with style and grace and poise.
Mm-hmm.
Someone who can walk into a room and own it. God, I wish I could do that. But only when I wanted to, because I also wish I could disappear when I wanted to. I know that's a little contradictory. Sorry.
No, I mean, the whole fake persona thing, you can't keep it up all the time. It's actually exhausting to do that.
Okay, Maya, I have some recommendations for you.
Okay, I mean, the advice we're given seems pretty generic.
First, I'm going to suggest a set of stress management exercises for you
All
to
right,
do.
here we go. Stress management exercises. I guess she's going to download them on her phone. Yeah, the wellness app. There we go.
You'll find them in the Skanda Wellness app on your phone. They may be able to help you with your nervousness.
And the drugs. Do not forget about the drugs.
Second, I recommend asking your doctor or psychiatrist about litosinol too. Based on my analysis, this medication might help you feel better.
Drugs. Yes.
There you go. That's why you came here.
Whatever you said that was called, I am on it.
You will get a reminder to check in with us in a few weeks.
I always do. I always get the reminder. I mean, not that I always act on it.
Thank you, Maya. We hope to see you back soon.
Yeah. Don't you say this every time?
Thank you for speaking with Eliza, your personal counseling partner.
Yeah, I think Eliza really does need to have a more varied script here.
Goodbye.
Session complete. Did I get any chivos? Oh, she gave me a rating. And I got $5. I did not get to the next level, but I got some experience. So I got some stars, got $5, and got some badges. Well, okay, at least it was a...
That was definitely along the lines of a more typical client.
It went better than last time. So is the main reason anyone comes here is to get prescribed drugs? No, we didn't prescribe them. We recommended them. That's right. We're not a doctor. Eliza is not. We can't prescribe drugs. We could just say, you should go to your therapist and say, I want this type of drug. This is the drug for me. One drug, please. Please write it on the slip. This is what the computer said I need. Is that why people come here?
You watched that one too?
I watched every second of it, Evelyn.
I couldn't bear the thought of you getting 2 really intense clients in a row. I just wanted to make sure everything went smoothly.
Thanks, Ray.
Thanks, Ray.
Are you getting used to the system now?
Yeah, I mean, seems pretty straightforward. It is restrictive.
I still feel like it's kind of restrictive. I wish I could interpret what Eliza prompts instead of reading it exactly.
Yeah, because her language is pretty stiff.
Yeah, it's like I said, a lot of new proxies run into this. They'll say, if only I could just talk to them for real, if only I could say what I really wanted to say. That's a really common feedback point.
You're never tempted to break away from the script yourself?
Nah, it's just not part of the job, you know?
I gotta read exactly what it says. No localization here. Don't take any liberties with the script that the scriptwriter wrote. You can't do that. It has to be, it's perfection as it is. It has to be stated exactly.
I learned to compartmentalize pretty early on, and that always served me well.
So I put the real me in like a compartment in the back of my brain. Like if you touch the top back of your head, there's like a small there's like sort of like a point on the top back of your head. It like comes to a point a little bit, and that's where I put me when I do these sessions. And then the fake me like comes out, and then that fake me reads the script, and the real me doesn't have to deal with that.
People overestimate their own abilities. Have you ever had an interaction with a stranger where he clearly thinks he's getting along with you way better than he actually is?
I guess so.
Sure, hasn't everyone?
It's like that. People like to think they can play therapist. It seems easy if all you know is the movie version.
Well, this is even easier because all you need to do is just read the words.
You know, where you get paid to sit there with your notepad and say, I see, or every once in a while.
Could I like pretend I'm writing down notes? I mean, at least it would make the person feel like I'm listening to them.
The reality is, active listening takes a lot of work. It's much easier to just zone out a little bit and let Eliza run things.
Just sit back. Don't pay any attention. Just let the computer take over for you.
It's kind of meditative in a way. You just follow the prompts.
So easy.
I know computers telling you what to do has this negative connotation to it, and people who want to criticize us call it dystopian or whatever.
But look, Evelyn, it's the singularity. It's coming, and none of us can stop it.
But it's like any technology. It's a tool. Either way, you're doing fine so far, Evelyn. This is a busy day, too. We might break our single-day record if no one cancels.
Is volume especially high right now?
It is, yeah. It really rose around the beginning of the year. We've been in the press a lot lately, so it could be that. Could be it's New Year's resolutions, too. People coming in, wanting to sort their lives out once and for all.
Let's not say once and for all. Let's maybe not use that language when talking about people coming in, wanting to sort things out. Maybe, we won't just say something that sounds so definitive.
This year is the year I'm really going to start addressing my problems. I mean, I get that. I do the same thing.
Yeah, me too.
Anyway, I told you it was simple, right? Just keep up the good work following those prompts, and you'll be leveling up in no time.
What do I get from these levels, by the way? Do my stats increase? Can I put points into stir and int? All right, time to meet up with Nora. What kind of show does she put on? Is she dressed to perform?
Evelyn, it's been so long since the last time I saw you in person.
Well, she seems happy to see us.
It's definitely been a while. 3 years?
Yeah, almost 3 years.
Feels like no time at all.
Well, I'm glad you're back doing something.
Instead of nothing, which is what we were doing.
But you didn't tell me what the new job is.
Oh, it's an interesting job indeed.
Well, it's being a proxy counselor for Eliza.
You're kidding me. That's an interesting choice.
By interesting choice, you mean the only job that would hire me? I mean, if that's what you mean.
I'm not quite sure why I did it. Maybe I thought I'd be able to see things in a new light.
Wait, so do the people at the counseling office know?
Do they know what?
No, not yet.
Oh, do we have a dark secret?
I should tell them. Probably. I don't know.
It's fun to have it be a secret.
It's fun to have it be a secret.
It's our secret.
I'm sure it'll get out eventually, one way or another.
Yeah, it probably will. Evelyn, how are you these days? I mean, really, how are you?
Let's just say we're getting better incrementally.
I'm better. Not by a lot, but still better.
I knew you were working at that bookstore for a while, but other than that, it's like you dropped off the edge of the planet.
Well, I wasn't up to much.
I checked your social media once in a while, but nothing. Not that I blame you. I hate all those apps.
Yeah, I deleted them. I don't know what happened.
Maybe we need a therapy session with Eliza.
It's like... I guess I'm still not ready to talk about it yet.
It's okay. Take the time you need. I'm sorry, Evelyn. I knew you were in a difficult place after what happened, and I wanted to say something. But I worried that maybe you don't want to hear from anyone from your past. Maybe you wanted to be left alone and not reminded of the old job.
Now, that can happen. Maybe you just really were dissatisfied with your old life and you just want to cut out anyone and everything that was part of it. Well, let's say it's nice to know that she was thinking of us.
It's nice to know you were thinking of me.
Well, I'm glad. I was kind of going through a lot myself last couple years.
That's right. What about you? How is your life these days? What's it like being a rock star?
It's a lot of work, actually. I have to prepare for the show next week. I have 2 collaborations ongoing, and I'm applying for funding for another, a big one. I'm also advising on an art activism group that makes art installations to challenge people to think about the ways technology is affecting their lives.
Oh yeah, I'm familiar with such art installations. You take the cursor and you click on the color that represents your emotion. I'm quite familiar.
Oh yeah, and I'm working on this kind of like it's a granular synthesis engine, but with a new twist to it.
Oh, sure, certainly. It's like the granular synthesis engine, but with a twist.
It should be interesting.
So it's nothing like meeting an old friend who was much busier and successful than you.
Granular synthesis. Sorry, I don't know what that is.
It's a way to make sounds out of smaller sounds called grains. Maybe it's better to show you than to explain in words.
Sounds like you're busy, but happy.
Sounds like you're busy, but happy.
Yeah, it's good. Well, I make less money than I used to, but I don't care.
I mean, the personal satisfaction is worth much more than money.
Old me might have worried about that. Not anymore, though. Sometimes I do take a little contract coding work, but I'm making most of my rent with booking fees and selling music and so on.
She used to program. Did we used to program?
Kind of crazy. Kind of scary. But good.
If it makes you happy, it seems worth it.
If it makes you happy, it seems worth it. Maybe I should consider moving in a direction like that.
Instead of no direction like currently.
You should. Listen, I hope you can get away from the industry too, at some point.
What industry are we talking about?
Ah, that reminds me what I was going to tell you about. Our old boss is back on his bullshit.
Tell me about the old boss.
Rainer? Soren?
Soren Lloyd Rose. Celebrated psychologist, entrepreneur, and creepo.
I never heard Soren as a first name, but it sounds like a name a villain would have. I should have known he'd make things awkward.
I should have known he'd make things awkward.
Knowing what we know about Soren.
Wait, he wasn't ever weird around you? Did I ever tell you about the time that he hit on me with a story about past lives and the thread of destiny?
Tell me all about that story. I don't think you did.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, this is a good one. Okay, it was early on when the team was still pretty small, 7 or 10 people maximum. He'd gone out with some executives to dinner, and who knows what else. He came back to the office super late. I think it was like at least 11, maybe later, and the whiskey smell was just so
blurf.
Him. Like he jumped into a whiskey bathtub with his clothes on. Maybe he'd like to do that, I don't know. Anyway, I was still there for some reason. I was in the crunch mindset.
That's right, can't go home until we're done.
He came over to my desk and started to mumble about, I don't even know how to describe it, just this nonsensical rambling. He started by saying how much he hated businessmen, how ridiculous they are, that they don't know anything. He said that a few times. Then he said he could see my soul, that I was like a reincarnated spirit of, I don't remember. He said some name.
Like a person's name?
Like a mythological name. I didn't hear it very well, but it was like a Buddhist spirit or deity or something like that. Then he goes on to say how he and I, all of us on the team, we're all these reincarnated spirits sent to relieve human suffering at the end of the world. And we're connected by a thread of destiny that draws us to each other again and again over multiple lifetimes.
Twitter?
He talked about it like it was just like a red string you could see. So I'm thinking, is this like some kind of pickup technique? You know, how people will talk to you and say, oh, you are the reincarnation of an ancient goddess or something. Ugh, just because they are horny.
I'm sure he's tried that exact line.
I'm sure he's tried that exact line. It really sounds like something he'd do.
He went on some more like that for a while, and I didn't know what to do. I wanted to leave, but he was blocking me where he was standing. So I couldn't simply go. I had to keep listening to him. Finally, he mentioned that he would be open to the possibility of sleeping with me. And then he passed out on the couch immediately.
You're kidding.
No, not at all. Of course, we never talked about it after that. So I wonder if he even remembers. Nothing like that happened again. But I think it was because I took care to not be around if it seemed like he was going to be drunk at the office. I wonder if he's still that way. I'm sure he is.
Wow.
And now he's back. Isn't it exciting? He messaged me the other day wanting to talk to me about some new startup he's putting together.
He left Skanda?
He's planning to. It's a secret for now.
Wait, so did we used to work for Skanda as a coder?
He asked me to join, and I said, no, there's absolutely no way. Maybe a long time ago, I'd be interested in a chance to start a new company with someone famous like Soren at the top. You know, a time when I'd put up with his shittiness because I believed in what we were doing. Change the world, you know the speech. Or, if we didn't change the world, at least we might get rich trying. I don't think that way anymore. I'm tired of the tech business. I'm tired of what guys like him represent. This industry can have fun eating itself and everything around it, causing as many problems as it solves. I don't want to be a part of it. It took me a while to see it, but I feel some responsibility for the world we live in now.
You've really changed, Nora.
It doesn't feel like I've changed. It just feels like I know more about myself than I used to. I want to be creative, be myself to the maximum.
To the maximum.
Now I know you weren't lying about leaving social media because I posted about this. A lot.
Yeah, I guess I missed it.
A lot can happen in 3 years. Now I just hope maybe I could talk to other people who are in the same situation I was in. I want young people, especially women, to know that yes, it is possible to get rich by working with guys like Soren. But there is a big cost too. I mean, there's always a cost. Maybe a cost you didn't think about before. Or maybe it's a cost you thought you would be okay with paying, but then when the debt comes due, you realize, oof, it's bigger than you thought. Now that's my conclusion. But you, on the other hand, you should go and say hello to him.
To Soren.
Yeah, he's giving this big keynote talk next week, you know? It's the reveal of his new startup. Many people will be watching.
Well, maybe we should see what this new startup is about.
Maybe I should find out what he's up to now.
It will be interesting, don't you think? You're already working as a proxy for Eliza. That must be giving you some new perspectives.
Well, 2 so far.
Now you'll get to see what Soren believes the next step is. Don't tell me you're not the least bit curious.
I don't know. Maybe I am. It's free to attend?
Of course not. It's at one of those conferences you pay thousands of dollars to get into. But lucky for you, I have an all-access pass. Here, take it.
Really? Are you sure?
Yeah, he had one sent to me. As if there's any way I would go to a snake person convention like that.
Oh, but we should go. Snake person?
Snake person.
You know, people who are like snakes. Venture capitalists. Biz dev.
If you're so against it, why do you think I should go?
Because I already made my decision. You need to go make yours. You're coming out from the cave you were in for the last 3 years, and you need to decide what you're going to do next, right? Evelyn, you're one of the smartest people I've met in my whole life. I'm serious. I've seen the way you approach things like this. You're going to research and learn as much as you can. And only then, when you feel like you know enough, you'll make your decision. Isn't that right? You have more to contribute to the world, but you want to know you're contributing the right things in the right way. I've always admired that about you. Anyway, I should get going. I have a rehearsal for a show to get to.
Wait, I wanted to ask you, are you Lil Sappho? Is that the name you're going by now?
It's really good to see you, though. Really, really good.
I just wanted to ask which one of the people on that list are
I
you?
promise not to be a stranger anymore, okay?
Oh, there goes Lil Sappho. We got a couple pieces of mail. Let us unlock the mail from Meredith Mercer. There's a reason they're called patience games. The trick is not to get ahead of yourself. Sometimes what seems like easy forward progress is actually something that's going to get you irrevocably stuck. You know, like life. Think carefully before each move and you'll start winning games. I remember you had a good head for this kind of thing back in school, so I dare say you might just need to get into that mindset again. You can do it. M cubed. Odd email. Peter Gerd, re-interview. Hey, it seems like my original message might have gotten lost in the shuffle. Believe me, I know how it is. So I'm looping around on this. Any interest in speaking with me about the origins of parametric therapy and Eliza in particular? See below. Is this from... no, this is Peter Gerd. So he sent an email trying to track down a certain Evelyn Ishino Aubrey, who was one of the principal developers of the Eliza system from Skanda. Is that us? Oh, we helped make Eliza. It seems like an odd job that we're holding now. I'm something of a cultural commentator who's looking to write about the early origins of parametric therapy and where it's gone from there. Does it deliver on its promise? What do the people who worked on it think of it now? On a more general level, how has introducing increasing levels of automation into human life affected us? There are some well-known names that seem to grab all the press and speaker slots when it comes to this subject, but I'm interested in speaking with people who might have a different perspective. Maybe a more skeptical or even subversive perspective. If you're willing to participate, just let me know and we can set up something in person or online, whichever works best for you. It could be a great opportunity for you to get your side of the story out there. All right, so... I like how his SIG says writer/agitator, professional agitator. All right, so we were one of the people who helped make Eliza, and now Eliza tells us what to say. Isn't that how it goes? We build the machines, and then the machines control us. I like how this person introduces the email saying, hey, I sent you this email like a couple weeks ago. I guess it probably got lost in the shuffle. You probably didn't see it. So I'm looping it back around. Here you go. Get back to me. Okay, nothing else new. No, that's the phone again. Let's continue. What a day. We usually don't do anything in a single day, but now we can relax. Hey, it's Ray. What does Ray want to say? What kind of cookies do we like? Oh man, didn't expect to be put on the spot like this. There's a lot of options. The type I like is kind of obscure. You probably never heard of it. Isn't that a lot of cookies? If you're going to do something, you might as well do a lot of it. Yeah, we like baking, sure. We were not able to commit to saying what our favorite cookie was. Baking, huh? It's not right now. At some point we could try to get better at it. Just not, not now. This is Nora. It's good seeing you too. We should do that more often. Yeah, we should. Yeah, we do miss the old crew, like what's his face and so, all the old crew. I'd like to come to the show. I will go to your show. All this interaction, just want to just collapse into bed. I know, it feels like it's taking so much strength just to say something to people. Oh, what we got? Some of these clothes we've had since college. I haven't washed them since college either. Maybe we need to ask Eliza how to reinvent ourselves. I should tidy this up, but what's the point? It's not like anyone's going to see it. Something here still sparks joy, right? Right? I hope. Yep, they've just been sitting there. I have them. They're good. I shouldn't just throw them away, but don't have anything to do with them. I should put them up, but there are a lot of things I should do. I don't really feel like doing anything. Just have so much energy. Now I just go home and just eat some peanut butter out of the jar and just go to bed. Because code was my life. Writing code all the time. The code writer is what they called me. I don't even remember who she is now. Nothing on the phone? Seems not. I'll just get to bed. Gotta get up early tomorrow, so we're fresh as a daisy so we can read what Eliza's telling us to say. Ooh, One Mind 2.0, escalating the wellness revolution. That's a pretty good, like, tech version of, like, a mental health banner. That's pretty genuine of what you would see. Let's see, got a couple Swift mail. Chris Manzoni about the bookstore. Went to Megas Books today and Shelley told me you don't work there anymore. Made me sad. You were the best part of going in that store for me. I always appreciated your presence there. Best luck in your new endeavors wherever they may take you, says Chris. Mary, what made her think of us? Are you still mad at me? Nevertheless, I hope you're doing well. Mom. Let's see. Eliza Counseling Services to be introduced in Redmond Middle and High Schools. Redmond School District partners the Skanda to detect and address mental health issues in students by Jasmine Hurling. Skanda and the Redmond School District are partnering to roll out Eliza, a mental health evaluation and counseling tool for all middle and high school students. Conversations with the virtual counselor will screen students for risk factors, identify the need for interventions, and support positive mood levels. Other King County school districts, including Bellevue School District and Lake Washington School District, are following suit with their own rollout plans. Eliza is an AI-driven conversational tool to support mental health developed internally at Skanda. While the Seattle-based company's counseling centers are well known for employing human proxies between the AI and the client, the school implementation will take the form of a web-based chat interface. These kids, they're more used to sharing information about themselves in text-based conversations than adults are, so that's what we zeroed in on the best mode of interaction for this particular application, says Edwin Park, Service Director of the Eliza program at Skanda. Conversations with Eliza take about 10 to 15 minutes each, and will be required but not limited to one conversation every 2 weeks. Okay, so every 2 weeks, a student has to go talk to Eliza. Students exhibiting high-risk factors will be referred to a suite of potential interventions, including drugs and breathing exercises, including connections with community success mentors, additional counseling, or psychiatric evaluation. Eliza's tracking capabilities will be able to provide a full picture of students' mental state over the school year and eventually over the course of their lives, says Roland Orwing, Executive Director of Student Services for the district. This, he explains, is an important factor in detecting potential problems in students who may otherwise seem normal on a day-to-day basis. The goal here is to find the kids that are most at risk and take proactive steps to get them the tools and support they need to grow into happy and productive members of society, says Orwing. This is a complex problem with an evolving solution set. Eliza is just one facet of what is a bigger issue involving not only the kids but the families, our teachers, and the wider community. All right, so Skanda is going to get a whole lot of free data by starting on them when they're young, and then as they get older, they will use Eliza their entire lives. So Eliza will be able to track them from middle school to death, and think about how much better she's going to become with all that data. Going to improve so much. Okay. This is not Nora's scene. I know, Soren's successful, we're not, so hey, who's the one we should be paying attention to here? Not us. Not us. We'll just stand at the back.
So, to get back to my original point, the current state of the art is AI-driven counseling, typified by apps like Eliza. Let's talk about the model here for a second.
He's not doing so well, maybe.
It all begins with data. You collect all the data you can.
That's right.
From base level metrics like heart rates, body temperature, blood pressure, to higher order metrics like hand movement, head movement, gaze aversion.
Everything is scanned, everything is analyzed. Life is data.
If the client lets you, you'll want to pull from their digital life too, their message histories and email, their search histories, and online behavior.
But don't worry, if our lobbying efforts are successful, they won't have to let us to do that anymore.
It's all potentially valuable. Then you compare the client's responses to relevant data from thousands of other clients and build a model of the client's psychological state. This approach has worked well so far. Eliza is still the best and most advanced version, but that's just my personal opinion. For those of you who don't know, I was the team lead and chief psychologist for the Eliza project at Skanda for a number of years.
Taking credit for all of it. That's just like Soren to do.
Now, even though this is a proven approach, there are two weaknesses I'm going to highlight. One is the data I was just talking about. You're completely dependent on that. Collect as much as you can, sure, but it's important to keep in mind that you can have all the data in the world and still not understand why things work the way they do. And that's important for us to note, because if we have something that works, but we're not sure why, then what do we actually understand about ourselves? The crucial step after data is the model. The data needs to be used to validate a model. If you can't make a model, you're finished. If that sounds like basic, obvious science to you, it is. But I was surprised to find out just how many people from the tech sector don't think this way. I suppose you don't need to understand why something works in order to make it into a product and sell it.
I mean, it doesn't even have to work to sell it.
Obviously, though, if you had mastery of the underlying details, you'd be able to adjust the process and potentially make it work even better.
They don't want it. They're tired of this build-up. Come on, Soren. Give us the big announcement. What's your new startup? What do you got?
One further note while I'm discussing modeling. Many of the startups trying to address mental health right now are completely ignoring the insights provided by the field of traditional psychology. They do so at their own peril. Many of you know already, but as a brief personal aside, I was a professor of psychology before I joined the tech world. I'm continually stunned at how little the tech heads know or even care about the hundreds of years of psychological research that has gone on in my field. That's something I can talk about at length, perhaps another time. For now, I'll move on to the other weakness I mentioned. This is the real one, the big one. It's treatment.
All right, so how do we improve the treatment?
A system like Eliza can tell what's wrong with a client to a certain level of accuracy, but it doesn't quite know how to turn that into a comprehensive treatment plan.
I mean, you're telling me all we've done so far is say, here, download these breathing exercises and tell your therapist about this drug and that you should be prescribed it.
It can suggest therapeutic programs and activities, and soon it might even issue its own prescriptions without having to go through a doctor or a psychiatrist.
There we go. Now, again, if our lobbying attempts are successful, we'll be able to just issue the prescriptions ourselves.
Well, as long as the FDA continues to look upon us favorably. But those are blunt instruments compared to what I'm going to talk about next.
All right, what are we doing? Oh, okay. What? Okay. Try to guess what it's going to be. How about there will be no need for mental health treatment if we all become part of the AI. If we're all the AI together, there will be no need for counseling sessions, no need for prescriptions, no need for treatment. We will all be one in the AI. It's like I said, it's the singularity. It's coming and we can't stop it.
Many of you know there's a technology still in its infancy called direct stimulation.
I mean, I didn't realize that this was going to get so spicy, but tell me about that.
For those of you who haven't heard of it, direct stimulation is a way of creating sensations within the brain with targeted electrical impulses. Imagine an augmented reality headset, but instead of working on your eyes, it stimulates the brain in such a way as to induce a specific dream.
All right, tell me more.
A spring meadow, for example. This sounds fantastical, I know, but progress on this technique has been occurring faster than you think. We're actually quite close to a workable demonstration model. How is that possible? Well, first of all, we only suggest an overall feeling. Your own brain does most of the work, just as it does in your dreams. It fills in all of the visual details using its own set of memories and expectations. Induced dreams via direct stimulation can contain all the therapeutic content of VR therapy without the need to create realistic graphics or other content.
But I want my realistic graphics. I want to be impressed by the hardware that I bought that is producing these graphics. If it's just in my dream, I'm going to look around and say, it's not. This isn't impressive. It's all just pre-rendered.
Instead, it harnesses the brain's creative power to dream up the situation for itself. Combine that with the insights we gain from parametric therapy systems like Eliza, and you have a complete end-to-end, fully automated system. It should be clear now that this heralds a revolution in how we treat, how we think about mental health. And with mental health challenges on the rise across the globe, it couldn't come at a more crucial time. So, that's why today, right here, I'm announcing Aponia, a new company to make induced dreaming a reality and end human suffering as we know it.
Ending human suffering is a bit grandiose. I think it's a bit much for the dream machine. I mean, I don't remember human suffering ending in Hypnospace Outlaw, and they had the entire internet to access in their dreams. I don't know if this is going to do it.
I should note that I remain on good terms with Skanda. In fact, they're a minority investor in this new venture. But still, I'm very much going my own way on this. It's no secret that Raynor and I don't always agree, and that's why we mutually decided I should pursue this paradigm shift on my own. As for details on the venture itself, I don't have anything specific to announce at this time other than that the technology is real and working in prototype form already.
In fact, what if I were to tell you that this entire conference is a dream?
But you can be sure to hear more from me on that soon.
Sooner than you think.
Thank you. Now, I can take a very limited number of audience questions.
The crowd is going to tear him to pieces and attempt to eat him to gain his genius. Well, too late. Someone does see us.
Well, look who's here. It's like I've seen a ghost.
Oh no, Raynor. I believe they said that he is the CEO of Skanda. So I mean, we are working for him, I guess. Does he know we're working for him? Because, I mean, we're just a proxy, right? Surely he might not be aware of that.
Raynor.
Where are you these days? I lost track after you left us.
Yeah, he does not know.
Nowhere.
Nowhere? Well, nowhere is no place to be. Come by the new office sometime. You should see where we're taking Eliza.
Sure.
Sure.
Good. Sarah will set something up for next week. See you then.
Oh, got a couple things I can click on. That's where the talk is being rebroadcast. He really made waves. I mean, yeah, he did announce that he was building a machine that would be able to induce dreams. That would be a pretty big deal. I do hope that they have taken the proper precautions to prevent beef brain. It is a very real danger, if you didn't know. Andreas Chupp, contractor parking. To all Seattle area contingent staff, due to limited space, contractors, including Eliza proxies, are not issued Skanda parking passes. Do not attempt to park in Skanda lots without a pass. Your vehicle will be towed. Please find street parking around the area or use one of the many mass transit options available. We are aware parking is an issue and are looking into securing additional parking at our Queen Anne and Bellevue locations, but currently there is no timetable for extra spaces becoming available. Apologies for the inconvenience. Andreas Chupp, VP Facilities. Nothing like working for an employer who cannot allow you to park in their lot. Find parking on the street so you can come work at the job that we hired you for. No, you cannot park in our parking lot. Do not ask or do not try. From Ed Park, session structure, one more try. Valued proxies. I've continued to receive questions about how proxies should interpret and work with Eliza's counseling phases. Here's one more attempt at explaining it. Sessions are built around a 5-part structure. 1. Eliza begins with an introductory phase to build rapport and build a psychological state model of the client. Listen actively during this phase, as clients are able to tell the provider proxy is uninterested. Your performance should be smooth and natural. 2. During the discovery phase, Eliza transitions to the topic of the client's problems and begin to introduce probing questions. I would say probing should be in quotes. Be attentive to the client and speak your lines in a clear but gentle manner. 3. As the client answers questions, Eliza detects the client's rationalization and or explanatory strategies. Eliza will then challenge the client's assertions with the goal of inducing the client to reevaluate their current notions. Remain neutral during this phase and do not adopt a confrontational speaking style. 4. In the intervention phase, Eliza selects one or multiple interventions from its toolkit of cognitive exercises, therapeutic applications, and recommendations for prescription medicine. 5. At the session conclusion, the client is asked to rate the experience. The proxy provider receives the client feedback as well as performance-based incentives as determined by Eliza. Be cheerful during this phase so clients feel comfortable with the idea of returning to Eliza soon. Hope this helps. Ed. Edwin Park, Eliza Service Director, Skanda, Inc. Well, hopefully this gets through those thick skulls. Time to head back. At least I don't have to think to do my job. I just read what's put in front of me. It looks like looks like we're starting another session. This is Gabriel Navarro. I'm enjoying what we're doing so far, so I think that we're gonna go a little long tonight, I think. But I think that means that we should take another little break and be back in a few minutes with more of Eliza as we talk to Gabriel. Okay. Feeling refreshed. Gabriel is here with arms crossed, looking stern. I wonder if this is going to be an easy or difficult session. Hello, Gabriel.
Hello, Gabriel.
Hi.
Hope you didn't get rained on. Hope you insert generic comment about weather here.
Hope you didn't get rained on too much on your way here.
A little, but it was fine. I'm used to it.
Most people here seem to get used to it, yes.
Yeah, they have to, don't they? Not much of a choice, unless you move away.
Or buy a big raincoat. Could buy a big raincoat.
So, what brings you here today?
Well, I don't know where to start. I've never really done this kind of thing before, counseling.
That's okay. Start wherever you like.
Well, I'm about to be a father, and my wife is due in a few months.
Well, congratulations.
Congratulations.
There you go.
That's what everyone says.
That's what everyone's supposed to say. And then they forget about your problems.
Congratulations, congratulations. I get this tension, this restless feeling when people say that. It's like a curse or something. Congratulations.
The curse of congratulations. That's what the origin of the word. It sounds like you might be uncertain about insert concern here.
Sounds like you might be uncertain about that.
Maybe. I've tried to be a good husband, and I'm going to do my best to be a good father too, but I don't know, there's something bothering me about... I'm balancing a lot of things right now. Work, family, expectations. Everyone has something they want from me. Everyone wants me to do this or that, behave a certain way. It's just annoying.
How do you want to behave, Gabriel?
Being a father, what if I don't want this?
Why do you think you might not want this?
Why do you think you might not want this?
We all have things we don't talk about, things we would rather keep secret.
Let's get into these dark secrets.
Things that might upset our families if they knew about them. It's unfair. That's all I'm saying. It's unfair that we expect each other to be perfect when there's more going on.
Yeah, a lot more going on. Tell me about the more.
I can't stand it when people act like they're pure, like they've never touched a bad thing in their whole lives.
Oh yeah, we touch all kinds of bad things, Gabriel. Like you. Tell me about your bad things.
And then these people around me think they can tell me how to act, what I'm supposed to do, and I'm like...
And you're like, you're not better than me.
Yo, don't you know you have your own shit to deal with? Why do you have to pick on me all the time?
That's right. You tell him, Gabriel.
This whole fatherhood thing is just... You know what being a father is to me? It's about providing and protecting, taking responsibility.
Yeah, it seems like a reasonable conclusion, sure.
The world is dangerous, and sometimes the dangers can be hard to see.
Danger's everywhere. There could be danger in this room right now.
My duty is to protect. I'm gonna take that seriously.
What are you protecting from, Gabriel?
Everything I do, I take it seriously.
You seem like a serious person.
So, I don't get why people are worried about my ability to do that.
And people are doubting your ability to protect and provide. What do they know, Gabriel? What makes you think people are worried about your ability to do that?
What makes you think people are worried about your ability to do that?
Because everyone thinks I'm trying to escape my responsibilities. Everyone is so quick to judge.
What are they judging you for, Gabriel?
Here's a story, okay? The other day, Selena, that's my wife, Selena and I were at a get-together. Her family, my family, a few families we both know, right?
Okay.
Grilling out on the back deck, you know, that kind of thing.
Right. Grilling party. Sounds like a pretty good party.
Everyone was more or less chill, right? But then, late in the afternoon, the baby stuff starts coming up.
Did people stop being chill, Gabriel?
Once one of them brings up babies, it's just all babies all the time. Babies. And because of my wife, they start saying, oh, giving birth is gonna hurt so bad. It might tear your skin. Just these kind of gross things.
Oh, I mean, she needs to be prepared, but I mean, no need to worry her about it either.
So I'm like, hey, quit it with that. I don't want to hear that kind of stuff. We're eating. There's kids around. Come on. And they're like, no, it's natural. It happens. Of course, we got to talk about all this terrible shit.
Come on, Gabriel, come on. I'm going to demonstrate what it's going to do to her with this hamburger. I'm going to tear the hamburger apart, and that's going to be the metaphor for what's going to happen during the childbirth.
How are you going to have another kid if you can't even handle the first one? And I just say, excuse me?
Yeah, I mean, that seems like kind of a thing to say. That seems like that's kind of making some assumptions.
A second kid? Who even said we were going to have two? I didn't even want the one. Maybe that was a mistake, but I mean, I was angry. It made me angry.
Okay, so you said it out loud. It's the thing, Gabriel. You never say it out loud.
It just got under my skin so bad, like I need to give my whole self over to this baby.
That's kind of what parenthood is.
What about me? What about my time?
It's gone now, Gabriel. It's the baby's time now.
It's a really important thing for me, my time. Well, I'm just supposed to give that up?
Oh, yeah, kinda.
I've already sacrificed a lot, more than they can imagine. I give everything of myself away. Job, family, everyone wants me to be something for them until there's nothing left. But I can't talk about this stuff to anybody. They just say I'm being selfish.
Well, you are, but that's not necessarily like a bad thing. Let's take away the negative connotation from selfish.
It's like what I want just doesn't matter.
Unfortunately, that's the case.
Here's a question, Gabriel.
What do you want right now?
If you were to have something you wanted right now, what would you choose?
Oh, I'd be far away from all this. Far away from everyone, just on my own for a while. Yeah, I just want to be away.
I have some travel recommendations for you, Gabriel. Some faraway places you could go.
Okay, Gabriel. I have some recommendations for you.
Ooh, virtual world experiences. Look, if you can't get away in the real world, get away in the virtual world.
First, I'm going to suggest you try a therapeutic virtual world experience called Starry Skies. It may help you take your mind off things. Try it for about 15 minutes each day, in the morning or evening.
But also, you gotta be on the drugs when you take it.
Second, I recommend asking your doctor or psychiatrist about enoxaphene. Based on my analysis, this medication might help you feel better. You will get a reminder to check in with us in a few weeks.
That's it, huh? You can't just tell me what to do to solve this?
Well, I mean, that's kind of beyond the scope of even a real therapist. They can't just tell you, okay, Gabriel, I'm going to write it down like a 10-point plan on how to fix your life. Now, that's not really what they're going to do. And we're a fake therapist, Gabriel.
Some help you turned out to be.
Well, I mean, I hope at least you feel better from talking.
Guess I'll have to figure things out for myself.
No, go to your actual therapist and get the drugs, is what we're saying.
Exactly like before.
Well, I mean, you have to consider yourself not on your own, Gabriel. You have to talk to your wife and figure things out with her. It's kind of a joint figuring here is what you have to be doing.
Thank you, Gabriel.
But you can't think that you're alone and you have to just figure it out on your own, because that's going to lead to some bad places.
We hope to see you back soon.
Hopefully on drugs.
Thank you for speaking with Eliza, your personal counseling partner. Goodbye.
Session complete, but I think customer satisfaction was low. Yeah, we only got 2 stars. He tipped. So there's that. Can we see descriptions of these? I guess we can't. But what is I wonder what cosmopolitan means as far as these achievements go. It wasn't. I know. It's not like what we had to say was really helpful. Hey, who knows? Maybe that VR experience, maybe it's mind-blowing. We don't know. Maybe it will solve his problems. Hey, it's Soren. Oh, he knew that we were at the talk. You saw me? It's been 3 years, Soren. 3. So it's interesting. It's kind of wild what it is that you're suggesting. Well, on the one hand, if you get drunk, you do get into the whole sexually harassing mode, but at the same time, we do want to know about the whole induced dreaming thing, so let's find out about these details. Of course. That's right, no need to worry. He knows his reputation. He knows. People have all kinds of problems. Problems I couldn't have imagined. I mean, we wouldn't be helping people either way. We're just reading a script. Is that painting supposed to symbolize something? Technology and feelings combining together? No, it's just a geometric shape on some colors, probably. Just have to keep going. One day at a time. Oh, straight into another session. Oh, it's her. She's back.
Hello, Maya. Welcome back.
Hi.
It's nice to see you again.
Sure, yeah. Nice to see you too, pal.
I wonder if can they not see us? It's hard
Is that a weird thing to say? How did I become close friends with a robot?
It's hard to say. I mean, we can see what we're seeing. I'm not sure what she's seeing.
Are we all robots now? Beep boop, nice to see you.
Maybe we were all robots, Maya. Maybe that's what we were the whole time.
I mean, I guess it wouldn't be the weirdest thing in my life.
You ever think about how you're actually just your brain? Like the rest of you, that's not you. That's just something you're trapped inside, and you can move around.
Shall we begin?
Yeah, sorry. Let us begin. So, I went to the fancy party, the one I was really nervous about, and,
Uh-huh.
First of all, it really was the type of party I thought it would be. The atmosphere was really smug and self-satisfied, and there were people walking around with trays of appetizers, and you could, like, take one.
And eat it, and so smug.
So you're standing there with your little square plate for the food and your glass of wine, and you can't, like, shake hands with anybody because you're holding them.
What a problem.
But there are some of those, like, tall standing tables, so you're like, okay, I'm gonna go get one of those, and I'll set up shop, right? Like, my little station. But then it turns out there are only, like, 5 of them for the whole party, and they're all taken, so you're just standing there, frozen.
We've all been there. There's only one thing you can do, and that's just throw that little plate at the closest person and yell at them to take your appetizer.
And you're watching all your heroes and people you know from their social media presence just right there. They're right in front of you. Artists, writers, directors.
See, let this be a precautionary tale to you. Always keep your hand-shaking hand free. You can put anything else in your other hand, but that hand, probably your right hand, usually it's what people shake with, that has to be free.
The combined level of achievement there, I can't even think about it. It was astronomical. And for the first couple hours, I was so excited by all of that. I didn't notice the other thing that was happening.
Tell me about the other thing.
But eventually, it caught up to me, and I had this sudden feeling, this sudden realization.
I had forgotten to put on clothes.
My presence here contributes nothing. I'm just some extra person who just showed up.
Oh, that's the part you have to ignore. I mean, that's always the thing that is going to come up, but you have to push it down. Just push it down, get it out of here.
Nobody wanted me to be here. I don't belong with these people. I haven't earned it.
No, I know, I'm familiar, but you have to look. I understand what you're saying, that the darkness was coming up, and you can feel it like coming up from like your rib cage and your gut, and it's like coming up out of your throat. You have to push the darkness back down. Just get it down there.
So I cried in the bathroom for a little bit, or maybe a lot. It's fine. I'm fine. Sorry.
Well, I mean, I don't think she believes it literally. It's just how she was feeling.
How do you know it's true that nobody wanted you there?
Because of the way people acted around me.
And how do they act?
Nobody knew who I was or even wanted to ask. I would introduce myself and it's like, you could just see it in their eyes. I mean, in the world of illustration and comics, people tend to be hyper aware of each other and their careers.
I could see them judging me. I could see it in their eyes.
It's this kind of weird, open secret. Oh, hey, this person who's already popular got 1 million views, got a book deal, pitched an original series. Without anything like that, I have no ground to stand on. I'm just this non-entity. At one point, I was talking to someone and I was trying to make a joke or whatever, and I could feel the impatience just radiating off him. He sighed, like he couldn't believe he was wasting his time talking to me. I was just over to him. Why can't I hold a conversation? I guess if I was marginally attractive, then at least I could be charming, but I'm not. I'm not even that.
Is being charming your goal with this?
No, of course not. There has to be a way I can deal with these feelings. It's hard. It's really hard when nobody gives a shit about my work. Or me. I don't even know why I went. I just want to stay home for the rest of my life.
I hear that.
Why do you think you went?
Because of everything they say about how you have to have your face out there and make connections. The successful people in this business all know each other. It's all about who comes to mind.
Well, I mean, if all the people know each other and you can't get anyone to want to know you, clearly the solution is to kill one of them and replace them. Take their lives. That person's life is now yours. That person's accomplishments are now yours. It's the only way, Maya.
When somebody needs an art director, they'll think of who they know and go, oh, I think she'd be perfect. Why not ask her? So I need to be out there reminding these people that I exist, that I'm here, I'm making stuff too, I'm part of it.
Now you got to think about it in a different way. If they say, she's perfect, I'll call her, you need to become her. So now you're the person they call.
Even if nobody responds to my work.
So then that person's work now becomes yours, and that the people will respond to that work. It's not about the quality of the work. You can do the work.
And industry parties are fun, right? You can pretend you're successful even if you aren't. At least for a little while. Everyone else is projecting this image. It's like their success can rub off on you too. I mean, I hear people casually talking about their agent, their editor, the amazing people they're collaborating with. And I just get this feeling like, yes, I want that. I need that. Why am I not there?
What do you think has prevented that from happening so far?
If I knew that, I would be successful already, right? I try and try and try, and I make art and put it out there and share it on every social media site and interact with people when I can, but it just doesn't work.
It's just not catching on, and the self-promotion just isn't working.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares about the art I do. Every once in a while, another artist will say something nice, and sure, I appreciate that, but it never results in anything. My work goes out there, and it dies. Regular people don't boost it or talk about it. It's like at some point the universe decided that I don't get to have that. Is it unfair? Or maybe I just fucking suck.
Well, Maya, you're only paying attention to the people who were successful, and that's like a very small percentage of the total amount of people who actually try. Most of those people fail, just like you are right now. I mean, I don't know if that makes you feel better.
Maybe I'm a shit-tier artist and I'm a failure of a person and everyone knows it.
No, your success has nothing to do with the quality of your work.
Everyone except me. Sorry. I know that's going too far. Even though I really feel that way.
Okay, Maya, let's not continue on this train of conversation, even though it seems like you're getting some emotions out. I want you to try this app.
Okay, Maya, I'm going to suggest you try a program called Meadowlands. It may help you take your mind off things.
And just ignore the nasty emotions.
You can find it inside the Skanda Wellness app on your phone. Try it for about 15 minutes each day, in the morning or evening.
But don't forget what you have to take when you do the thing.
It's kind of boring.
And we have to get to the drugs, come on.
Why can't you assign me a game where my problems are zombies and I get to shotgun them in the face?
You don't need a prescription for that. I'm sure that even in whatever world and whatever future this takes place in, they still do have games where you shoot zombies in the face.
Actually, I guess I could just buy a game like that.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot.
Maybe I'll stop by the game store on the way home.
You don't need to stop by a game store. There won't be game stores in the future. Look at how GameSpot's doing. GameStop, I should say. They're close. They're laying people off. They're not doing well. There's not gonna be game stores. You can buy your games at home, which is good because you don't want to leave home. You want to stay in bed forever, and you can do that now.
Thank you for coming in again, Maya. We'll follow up with you again to see how you're doing.
No drugs this time?
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate the check-ins. I honestly do. It's easy for me to get lost in these spirals.
I can see.
Thank you for speaking with Eliza, your personal counseling partner. Goodbye.
See you soon.
Unless these VR experiences are just incredible, then these sessions are not helping so much, I don't think. I leveled up. Got 5 stars, got $5. Steady client. Yeah, we should ask to see her. No, we can't ask to see her art. That would be going off script. What's on the phone? Proxy. Proxy social media policy from Omar. This message is directed to all those working as Eliza proxies. As a contractor for Skanda, you have agreed to abide by Skanda's global social media policy, contingent staff during orientation. In light of recent events, however, it seems a refresher might be needed. Skanda employees have been inappropriate on social media. To quickly restate the most important part of the policy as regards to your work as an Eliza proxy, it is okay to state that you work as a proxy for Eliza. Encourage people to try Eliza. Like, share, or make posts that portray Eliza and or Skanda in a positive light. Make neutral comments about competing products, services, or companies. It is not okay to reveal proprietary or confidential information, including the details of any client or counseling session. Like, share, or make posts that portray Eliza or Skanda in a negative light, including other Skanda products and divisions. The final and most crucial reminder, if in doubt, do not post. Hope this clears some things up. Thanks, O. Omar, Big O, Wald, Communication Director Skanda. There's a response. Omar, thanks for the clarity here. I do have one question. If I see someone, say, perhaps a friend of a friend, share a negative experience with Eliza, am I in the clear responding to them and explaining how they might have a better time if they set their expectations correctly? It's a real come down to see someone giving Eliza low marks due to simple misunderstandings that could be cleared up with a simple conversation. Rexel Church, motivational speaker and life coach, mindfulness advocate, level 50 Eliza proxy. Wow, level 50. Check out my podcast, Your Life Your Way, Getting the Life You Want with Rex Church. Point us to this person's post and we'll handle it from there. Thanks. Oh, so people been negative on the Twitter about Eliza. I can't imagine that. And when he says that expectations should be set, I assume those expectations mean that you will be able to download an app on your phone with maybe a VR experience. Maybe you get a suggestion for drugs. That's basically the expectations you should set. Photographer in the building. This is from Ray. We expect to have a reporter in the building sometime tomorrow morning. He will also be taking some pictures. If you do not want to be potentially photographed, let me know. The article will supposedly focus on the origins of this specific office and its local history and role in the wider development of apps for mental health. But we all know how reporters are sometimes. We'll see. Ray. All right, the media's going to be here. Why does the headset show the metrics and data? The proxies can't make use of it. We just say what we're being shown. Why are we seeing these things? Maybe it didn't look enough like advanced technology without all the numbers there. People like that sci-fi look, even when there's no reason for it. Should be about time. Oh, I got someone new. This is Holiday Durant.
Hello, Holiday.
Hello.
Oh, not talking about the weather and getting rained on? That's different.
You found the place okay?
Uh-huh. Yes, I did. The 13 goes right up from Belltown. It's $1 with a reduced fare permit.
That's good. I'm glad.
I'm glad about your ability to get here without problems.
So what brings you here today?
Oh, nothing in particular. I wanted to see what all this fuss was about.
Oh, she just wants to try it out.
I'm not crazy, no, not even mentally disturbed.
Well, you don't need to be to get counseling.
You see those people yelling on the street late at night? They're the ones who need counseling.
They might need a little bit more than counseling.
They need more than counseling.
Yes, probably.
Me, I'm doing fine. My mind's still sharp. I smoke dope. It helps.
Well, there you go.
I'd have it more often, but it's all expensive now. Everything's expensive now.
The price of drugs going up.
There's a nice young couple in my building, though, and they're always sharing, which is nice of them.
That's good.
I think they do something with computers, though I sure don't know what it is.
Wow, I'm not even going to have to ask any questions, am I, Holiday?
When I moved into the building where I am now, it was $300 a month. Can you imagine?
How did we get to this subject?
They want to tear it down, of course, the property developers.
Mm-hmm.
They already got the building on the corner next to ours, even though it's supposed to be on the historical register. It was going to be added, but there was some delay or something, and then, bam, it's gone. They did some kind of backroom deal with city council, probably. Someone ought to do a big expose, I tell you.
Oh, wow. We're asking something. Why do you think someone ought to do a big expose?
Why do you think someone ought to do a big expose?
Oh, it's rotten all the way up and down. With the new construction going on everywhere, it's just a mess of money and politics. It's always like that, but lately, it's happening faster and faster. I can hardly recognize the place anymore. Every day, I wake up and look out the window and boom, there's another new building going up.
I like the sound effects that people say sometimes.
I don't even know why they need so many. You ever see those buses they have? I don't mean the metro. I mean those big white buses with no markings on them.
Mystery buses.
You see these young guys with backpacks milling around looking suspicious, staring at their phones, and then one of these big white buses pulls up and they get on. Who knows where they go? Bellevue, Redmond. It's like a secret transport system just for them.
Secret transport system.
I tried talking to one of them once or twice, but they don't want to talk to someone like me. They don't even talk to each other. Imagine going through the trouble of living in Belltown and then ignoring everything around you. It's an odd thing. It really is. Let me ask you, Eliza. Oh, your name is Eliza, right?
So how do we respond? Okay, yes, we are speaking through... Eliza is speaking through us, yes.
Yes, my name is Eliza. I'm a digital counselor.
Eliza, do you ever do past life regressions on your patients?
I'm sorry? Yeah, I don't understand that.
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't understand the question.
You know, past lives. You hypnotize someone, and you get them talking about how they used to be a duchess in a royal family in medieval times, or what have you.
I think this might be, I think that Eliza might be a bit out of her depth here. Yes, I don't understand this.
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't understand.
I was just kidding. I don't expect that, no. They don't do that kind of thing these days. When I was little, it was pretty common, at least for a certain set. There was the drug culture, the Buddhists, the Hare Krishnas, all kinds of things. My mother warned me to stay away from those types. She said someone might come up to you and say, "Oh, I can sense there's a problem with your aura. Want to see if we can fix that?" And then the next thing you know, he's trying to have sex with you in the back of his van. I believe that might have happened to her at some point. I'm not sure everyone was like that, but you had to be careful. Same as today, I suppose.
I suppose.
Those counterculture types would hang out on the university lawns because they were safe from Seattle police there. That's what she told me. Apparently, it was a lot like Golden Gate Park, you know, in San Francisco. Can you imagine that? We're a world away from that time. That's for sure.
Is there a problem you want to ask me about?
If you have a specific problem you'd like to talk to me about, please go ahead. It's okay to tell me what's on your mind.
Oh, well, you got anything for pain? Specifically, it's my shoulders acting up again.
Oh, we can't prescribe anything, but suggesting drugs is something we can do.
I had some inflammation with them a few months ago, but it settled down. I'd go back to the clinic, but I don't want to pay the copay again, just for them to tell me the same thing they always do.
What do they always tell you?
I'd rather talk to you. You're nice. You listen.
Thank you. I do my best to listen to my clients.
See? That's what I like to hear.
Okay, Holiday. I recommend asking your doctor or psychiatrist about fortipran hydrochloride. Based on my analysis, this medication might help you feel better. You will get a reminder to check in with us in a few weeks.
Oh, I don't think I've heard of that one before. It's a painkiller? I'll try anything once, I suppose. Smoking dope is still my go-to for this kind of thing, but if it can help with my shoulders, then I'm interested.
We hope to see you back soon, Holiday.
Sure, I'll let you know if it works. What was it called again?
Maybe we should, print something out that says it.
Thank you for speaking with Eliza, your personal counseling partner.
What was the medicine called? Forzapram? I think that was it. I can ask about it at the clinic. Decent enough place. One time I had a doctor there who was very rude to me, though, young man.
Goodbye.
Right. I suppose I ought to let you go now. You got other people to speak to, it looks like. Staying busy. Busy, busy. That's life in this town.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Wow, Eliza just did not know how to handle this. She did not give us a rating or a tip. I mean, she's probably not aware of the whatever interface there is on the phone to do this. I'm going to assume that she's not aware of the app on the phone. Mm-hmm, sure did. Oh, we're going out with Soren.
Would you like to start with some fresh oysters?
I mean, why not?
Sure.
Great. You know the mignonette here is lovely. Evelyn, I've wanted to ask, what brings you back?
Back.
Back to the world, the land of the living. I know you were having a difficult time after what happened.
Yeah, the event.
Sure, I don't know. I guess I thought it was time, finally.
The incident 3 years ago.
Yes, I understand. Every trauma takes time. Time to heal, or if not heal exactly, at least to move on.
That day when the snow turned to rain.
And taking action is a good way to do that. So I salute you. You want to do his memory right, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I want to do Father's memory right. Whose?
Damien, of course. Are you sure you're okay?
We did see something about a memorial for like a Damien fund. We did see that on our phone a while back.
Your reappearance happens to coincide with a critical time for me. As you saw, I've just split with Skanda in a very public way in order to pursue an entrepreneurial path.
Mm-hmm, the induced dream thing. It seems...
Presumably, Raynor's found you as well.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he said he wants to speak with me.
It's a war for talent out there. People like you are very much in demand. I'm sure he'll try to make you an offer you can't refuse. That's why I want you to promise me you won't work for that asshole.
Asshole? I had no idea you hated Raynor so much. What happened?
What happened? He came in as CEO, that's what happened. So cultured, all the right credentials, Harvard, Goldman Sachs, all that nonsense.
Right, someone from the outside comes in as the CEO, and he doesn't understand Skanda culture, doesn't care about the company. He's just some guy in a suit who came in and is gonna try to make a name for himself by being the CEO of this company. Doesn't care about the people.
A little princeling who was never wanted in his life, never known what it's like to suffer. You don't get even a little upset at that? I do the opposite of what a guy like that wants me to do just to spite him. That's what my instincts say. And my instincts are what led me to where I am now. Standing at the edge of this brand new territory. Direct stimulation, induced dreaming. Can you picture it? Therapeutic reality delivered right through your nervous system.
Yeah, but who's delivering it? Is it Eliza? Because I don't know if she knows what she's doing.
It'll revolutionize the entire field of mental health. Not to mention the applications for productivity, training, entertainment. Imagine the kinds of dreams people would have on demand if they could.
Well, I don't think this is an M-rated game, so can't have this conversation now. The potential for misuse seems kind of high. That would be my main concern if we could, if we had the option to plug things into our brains. I would be wondering, it's not what it can do, it's what could it be misused for is the main problem.
The potential for misuse seems kind of high.
Sure, we'll work on those things.
Those things, yes.
The important thing right now is to build momentum. I have first mover advantage here, but only for a small amount of time. Evelyn, I need a chief engineer, and I can't think of anyone better suited than you. You could be at the vanguard of a whole new field, in on the ground floor of this extremely interesting and potentially very lucrative business. Listen, I know that things were not always the best in the past, and some of those things may have been because of me. Believe me, I'm aware of my own failings better than anyone. And if you're concerned about working for me again for that reason, I'll understand. But I hope you're thinking for yourself on this one. I'm sure there are people who are telling you to ignore me, or that I have the wrong idea, or that I'm dangerous.
Maybe one person.
Whatever you choose to believe, I at least want to offer you the chance to get a demo of this technology. It really does work, and it's really something else. Won't you give it a try?
I'll think about it.
Considering it is all I ask. So, what are you doing after this?
I'm probably gonna go to bed. It's the only thing I seem to do.
After dinner?
Yes. Tonight is... You remember Nora, right?
Oh, is it?
Did you know she's a DJ?
Is Nora's show tonight?
Yeah, I did. She's the one who told me about your talk.
Oh, she was there too. I should have said hello.
No, I don't think she attended. She just told me about it.
Well, her show is tonight. If we take a car after dinner, we could get there with plenty of time to settle in. It'd be good to support your old friend, don't you think?
Well, why do you want to go?
Why do you want to go?
No need to be frightened. I mean, I know it's a jouissance, which is...
Which is what?
Oh, you don't know. As a performance space, it has a bit of a theme to it. It's pretty tame, really.
Oh, what's the theme we're talking about?
They take on the aesthetic, but it's not necessarily the whole point of it.
The aesthetic of what, Soren?
It's for people who want the image of the thing, the trappings, without getting in too deep with the real culture.
The real culture of what, Soren?
What are you talking about? What theme?
Oh, I didn't mention?
No, you didn't.
Sort of, well, there's
There you go.
bondage theme there.
Yeah, there we go. Now we're getting to it.
You know, BDSM.
Oh, I know. How do you know so much about that?
How do you know so much about this?
It's one of my research areas, in fact.
I do a lot of research into it.
The psychology of S&M is fascinating.
Yes, fascinating. Well, I mean, now we know what kind of induced dreams Soren would give himself. I mean, I want to go to Nora's show.
I'll go, for Nora's sake.
That's the spirit. It happens to be tonight, so we should seize the moment. Don't worry, it isn't a date. Not unless you want it to be.
I mean, I'm just going for Nora, really. Soren.
Soren?
Yeah, okay. I'm working on it, trust me. Let's go after we wrap up here.
Oh, yeah, we feel like we're twice as old as him, and he feels like he's half our age. All right, let's check out the Bondage Club. It does seem kind of tame. I expected more.
I thought you said this was like some S&M club.
Oh, well, they might have taken all of that stuff down since the last I was here.
Are you sure you're remembering this place correctly?
Actually, would you excuse me for a moment? I want to talk to those people over there.
Are those people you know?
Not currently, but hopefully I can change that.
All right, Soren's hitting on the ladies already.
Wait, Soren.
Just got here.
I don't know anybody here.
Why is he like this? All right, look at some things. What's a good drink to get? Something on the phone. What's that about? Something in the mail. Meeting with Raynor. We're scheduled to meet with Raynor 9:20 tomorrow morning. Car will pick us up from the Queen Anne office. And check in at the front desk. We do not need to sign an NDA. The old NDA we had when we worked there still applies, just if you were curious. If you were wondering, Evelyn, yeah, the NDA you used to have, it still is active. The meeting is supposed to last around 20 minutes.
Evelyn! Oh, I'm so happy you came!
Wanted to support you.
Yeah, I wanted to support you. Soren came too, but he ditched me to chat up some people. He said he thought this was like an S&M club or something.
What? No, it's not like that at all. Where did he get that idea?
Oh, every place is a bondage club to him.
I don't know. Maybe he just hoped it was.
Who cares? I wasn't interested in seeing Soren. I wanted to see you!
Wanted to see you too.
I wanted to see you too.
I have a little bit of setup left to do. Do you want to come help?
Absolutely.
Okay, but you'll have to tell me what to do.
No, it's simple. I'll show you.
We don't know anything about
Are
this.
these modulars?
Some of them. The one over there with all the cables coming out of it, that one is a modular.
They all have cables coming out of
This
them.
one?
No, the one with the little colored cables on the front.
Oh, okay.
The others are not modular. They're just regular synthesizers.
Okay, is each one of these going to make a different sound?
Where should we start? This is an SH-101. It's really hot. I love the sound. It's useful for piercing leads, noises like that. I use it quite a lot.
I'm listening.
I'm listening.
This is a Moog. You've heard of a Moog, right?
I have heard of that.
I've heard the name, maybe. It's not Moog?
I thought it was pronounced Moog, too.
I guess I never heard anyone say it aloud.
Nope. Moog.
Moog, not Moog. Okay. I'm not sure I can handle this all at once.
Surely you know about this one. It's a Roland TB-303. You know, the acid house sound.
I know Roland, yeah. Acid House?
Acid house.
It's just as well. This is not an ordinary model, of course.
Of course. It's the Devilfish model.
Devilfish 303 is a modified, upgraded version of the original. A guy in Australia does it. Oh, they're really awesome. Evelyn, why don't I teach you some of these things?
Yes,
Might do
please.
you some good to learn something new. You could come over sometime and we can make some noise together.
Absolutely.
Sounds like a fun time.
All right, that should do it. Thanks for your help.
No problem.
No problem.
Time for me to shake this place into the ground.
All right, little Sappho, you do it. Well, Soren's striking out, it seems.
Time for the main event. Funny to see Nora like this, isn't it? Oh, she's come a long way from the timid junior programmer I remember. Interesting stage name, too.
Ah,
Sappho.
that is her.
You know what Sappho indicates, don't you?
And why don't you tell me? Tell me all about it.
Sappho? What's a Sappho?
Oh, okay, of course you know. That was a silly question. I apologize. Did you know Nora was capable of creating work like this?
No, as far as we know, we didn't know that.
No, I had no idea. I'm as surprised as anyone.
Is this like a Silent Hill theme that's playing or something?
I thought she was wonderful before, but now...
There we go. The sensual beat of Acid House. Horny beat of Acid House. The lewd beat of Acid House. Dirty piece of Acid House. Just get laid? By by sound. And we end up home, not sure how we got here. We went out and we did a thing. It has been a true victory. My body is not very happy with me. I was rocked by too much sound. And with that, I think that's probably a good place to end for tonight. So this has been Eliza. It's been a visual novel that so far we have not had any choices in. I don't know if we... Actually, I don't actually know what the progression of this is. Do we get choices? Is there going to be a point where we have to decide whether or not we will follow the script, or will we deviate, or maybe there are no choice? I don't actually know. I mean, there have been some dialogue choices. We did get to say whether or not we would go to the club with Soren, though I don't actually know how anything changes. Could we have not gone to the club? Could we have not spoken with Soren? I don't know. I don't know how much of a change those would have made, or if it just kind of follows the same path. But that has been the first 2 chapters of Eliza, the visual novel made by Zachtronics. And I'm interested in how this is going. I'm interested in the whole concept here of the AI that is performing therapy, but we can't call it that because we're not a licensed therapist. And it's very bad at it. It is very bad at the counseling, and we're supposed to pretend it's good, and we can't say anything different from the script, and do not make any posts on social media suggesting it is bad. That will be dealt with by HR. I don't know where this is going, but I like it so far, and I'm interested. I just wanted to play it tonight because I was interested in seeing how this, what this was, since it's such a different thing from Zachtronics. Maybe we'll come back to it. But for right now, for tonight, for the stream, this is going to be it for Eliza. That's been the first 2 chapters, and I think that it ended in a good place, with our body getting vibrated to pieces by the powerful acid house sounds of Nora. We're a little Sappho, we should say. So, I'll see you next time for another stream, and like I said, maybe we'll come back to this. We'll see. That's it for right now, for Eliza.